Craig Nemechek. I'm a general surgeon, trauma surgeon. I've been in town for about 11 years. I work at Midlands Clinic.
My name's Mary Bergfechtel. I'm a retired emergency room nurse.
I'm Teresa McElroy, and Joe and Sheila have been friends of ours for 30 plus years.
ER doctors, good ER doctors, are critical to general surgeons and trauma surgeons. They can make our lives very difficult, or they can make our lives much easier. And it's been such an asset over those 11 years to have him there. I've always respected his workup, his knowledge of the patients and the trauma. As far as compassion and patient care, no one that I know does a better job.
My husband Pat and I, and Joe and Sheila were all at Briarcliff at the same time. Joe and Sheila were what we called the campus couple, just the cutest little couple, always everywhere on the campus. We watched Joe just dedicate himself to his desire to become a doctor, and my God, he pulled it off. And then we got even more reacquainted with them when they returned to Siouxland, and he took this job here at MercyOne.
The experiences I've had with Dr. Liewer, very professional. He is very compassionate, always respectful of every patient in every situation, very responsible for the well-being of the entire department, takes his responsibility as the leader of the pack very seriously. If they're in his emergency department and something goes wrong, he's going to be there to help you out.
Probably one of the most sincere people I know. Probably one of the most humble people when you consider the years of work in emergency medicine and all the people he's helped, including our families, right? And you'll see the girls in the kitchen and treat them for whatever, or give advice. So he's just very giving and dedicated. When I mentioned humility about Joe, he is who he is. He's not flashy. He doesn't ask for admiration, or doesn't like being recognized. And he's that way at home too. He's a workaday Joe, as the term would go, right? Like, he does what he needs to do at work, and when he's home, he's with his kids, and he's active, and he's involved. He's on field trips with them. I think he's done the Washington, D.C. trip with each one of his kids when they were in middle school, and he loves it every time, right? When he's in the moment, he's in the moment. And that's what's so cool about Joe. He's just very genuine.
My first impression for him was just the calm that he brought to the job. Some of the patients that we see in some of the situations can be fairly chaotic, and I always remember Joe always having a very calm demeanor, always a level head, never getting too worked up, even in pretty nerve-wracking situations.
I would say Joe really values dedication to what he does. If he sets his mind to do something, he's very determined and he'll get it done. And he is patient and giving. Those are probably some of my favorite characteristics about Joe. And then, of course, humility. He is so humble for all that he's done and all the people he's taken care of. When I think about that, over 35 years in emergency and trauma medicine, I think it's awe-inspiring. I think in emergency medicine, especially at MercyOne, where we take everyone, right? He sees all walks of life, all socioeconomic groups. It doesn't matter to Joe. He sees the person in front of him, and he takes care of that need and that person in that moment.
In my experience, I believe Dr. Liewer's faith probably manifests itself most in his compassion towards others, towards the patients, toward his co-workers, his colleagues, his generosity towards us as a staff, his ability to ultimately take responsibility for anything that's going on in his department.
He's dedicated at work, and then when he's off work, he's dedicated to fun and his family. They're just super active. Okoboji is like his haven too, right? When he's out on the water, dragging the kids around on a tube or on a ski, or he's got everybody and their dog in the boat, literally the dogs. Yeah, we get to see Joe in his downtime, and for fun, we go to Mexico together. Well, my husband and Joe are fine beer connoisseurs. They're a close family unit. They are definitely outdoorsy people. They love doing things when he is off on bike rides and hikes and Colorado skiing and all those types of things.
I believe that the respect with which Dr. Liewer treats every employee and every patient makes him an ideal candidate for the Spellman Award.
I was lucky enough to join a group of guys that make an annual trip down to Phoenix, and very early on I was paired with Joe to room with him. Yes, grown men room together on some of these golf trips. I was warned about the snoring issue, but I thought everyone snores, how bad could it be? I have had a lot of fun with Joe. He's an easy one to room with, but I have learned, and I still to this day have earplugs in my travel kit. He's a great roommate to have. We have a tremendous time. And I do value my time on the golf course, socializing outside the golf course, and outside the hospital with Joe.
Yeah, he's a sports enthusiast, period. They go back and forth all the time about the Huskers in Iowa. He joked with us that when they beat Iowa here in the next couple of weeks, right, that Iowa fans will be forced to like the Huskers, because that might be the final thing that gets Brian Ferentz fired. So Iowa fans will be grateful to the Husker fans for getting that accomplished. So
I would like very much to congratulate Dr. Liewer on the Spellman Award. I cannot think of a more deserving recipient.
this is a great honor, well deserved, and I'm just sorry I can't be with him tonight, but I hope he has a lot of fun. So have fun, Joe.